So in the last class we discussed a way to express the concentration of the solution. On that we discussed the molality, then normality. So based on that we also come to know the concept with one problem. So today in this class let us discuss the another way to express the concentration of the solution. That is what? That is a mole fraction. So mole fraction is also one of the way to express the concentration of the solution. So the mole fraction always represented with a letter we call psi. We call it as what? Psi. Psi it mainly represent the mole fraction. So then what is mole fraction? How to express or how to define this mole fraction? So mole fraction is nothing but what? A number of moles of the component. We already know that there are two components. In this chapter we mainly discuss the binary solution. In this chapter we mainly discuss about only the binary means what? Consists of two components. Consists of what? Only two components. So if you take the mole fraction, so the mole fraction means what? So it is always representing psi. So it is nothing but the mole fraction of the component. The mole fraction of the component. The mole fraction of the component is equal to, so is equal to what? Number of moles of the component, a number of moles of the component by a total number of all the component. So here mole fraction is represented, the letter we call psi. So mole fraction of the component means what? A number of moles of the component by a total number of all the component. Means what? Total number of moles. A total number of moles of all the component. So this we call as what? Mole fraction. We call it as what? Mole fraction. So means in this chapter we mainly discuss about the binary solution. So binary solution means what? It consists of only two component. Consists of what? Two component. So in this binary solution, if you take the two component A and B, if it is a one component, it is another component A and B. So the number of moles of this, the mole we representing in A. The number of moles we represent in what? In A. So if you take the another component, it should be representing in B. The number of moles of another component in B. Then how to represent the mole fraction? So if you take the mole fraction of Na, means what? The mole fraction of Na. The mole fraction, you have to find out the mole fraction of Na. So for this, the mole fraction of Na, you have to, how to write this in the form of this. So the binary, mainly this is about the binary solution. The mole fraction you have to find out how to write in the form. So the mole fraction of A is equal to Na plus Nb. Means a number of moles of the component. Means we are discussing the mole fraction of what? A. Only A component. So the number of moles of A component means A, one component. Then total number of all the component. Total number of what? All the component. For example, you have to find out the mole fraction of B. Then how to write this one? Mole fraction of B means the mole fraction of B. So how to write the mole fraction of B? Nb, the number of moles of the component Nb by a total number of moles of all the components means Na plus Nb. Na plus Nb. Got it? So how to write this in the equation? Means if you find out the mole fraction of one component, you have to find out the mole fraction of one component. So you have to write the number of moles of that component and total number. So another component, write the same, then total number of the component. So for example, you have to find out if the solution contained I components. If you take any solution, that solution contains, for example, I'm telling for example, if you take an I components, if a solution containing an I components, then how to write this one? The mole fraction. Here represent here the number of moles. So here the mole fraction, the mole fraction of this I equals what? A number of moles by total number of N1, N2, N3 goes on till Ni, means till mole fraction of I component. So how to represent? So hence we also represent it like this in the sigma form. In the sigma form we represent. So if the solution contains I components, so the mole fraction that of I, where Ni means N means number of moles, here I means I component. So consists of what? Consists of numbers 1, N1, N2 like that. So hence we commonly represent it Ni by sigma Ni. Got it? If they contain I components, we don't know how much I components. So next, if you take N2 means N1, N2 a number of moles. So hence we are writing this a mole fraction Na of 1, the mole fraction of 2 like that. So here the mole fraction, always a number of moles. If it is in the solution, if you take in the solution and a sum of the mole, the sum of number of the mole fraction. If you take sum, if you take the solution, the sum of the mole fraction is always equal to 1. Means it is a unity, having the value unity. Means the sum of the mole fraction in a solution always is equal to 1. Got it? So the mole fraction in a solution, if you take the mole fraction, the sum of the mole fraction is always equal to 1. Is always equal to 1. So now you come to the mole fraction. So mole fraction is nothing but what? The mole fraction of the component is nothing but the number of moles of the component by a total number of moles of all the components. So if it is a binary solution, if you are discussing in a binary solution, if you take having the two components, if you find out the mole fraction of one component, then you have to write this type of equation. If you find out another component, you have to write like this equation. So if you are having an I components, if mole fraction of I is equal to Ni by a sigma Ni. So if you take always in a solution, the sum of the mole fraction is always equal to 1. So this mole fraction is mainly used to relating the physical properties. It is mainly used to what? It is mainly used to relating the physical properties. Physical properties like what? Like vapor pressure. So we use so many terms, so many words we use. So on that cases, we mainly use this mole fraction to relating the physical properties, and also to find out the individual, means total overall the factors means the present in the component. So based on this, let us solve one problem. How to find the mole fraction, means where means if you take the solution, how much it get concentrated. So it is one of the way to how to find out the mole fraction in a given solution. So let us solve one problem now. So the question is based on the mole fraction. So calculate the mole fraction of benzene in a solution containing 30% by mass of carbon tetrachloride. So I have to find out the mole fraction. We have to find out the mole fraction. This is one of the way to find out the concentration of the solution. So to calculate the mole fraction of benzene, we have to calculate the mole fraction of benzene in a solution containing 30% by mass of carbon tetrachloride. So before that, we have to find out the molar mass of, we have to find out the molecular mass of what? The benzene and carbon tetrachloride. We have to find out the molecular mass. In the previous the way of concentration to find out the concentration of the solution, we discussed the molarity and the normality. On that, we means before to find out, we have to find out the molecular mass or the molar mass of the given compound. So here we come to know the benzene and carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride. The benzene and the carbon tetrachloride. The benzene having the formula C6H6. Then you come across the carbon tetrachloride CCl4. Then what about its molecular mass? So if you take the benzene, we know that how to find out. In the previous classes we discussed how to find out its molecular mass, but now we directly write the molecular mass of what? The benzene and the carbon tetrachloride. So the benzene having the molecular mass 78 gram per mole. 78 gram per mole, or otherwise write like this, gram per mole. So if you take the carbon tetrachloride having the molecular mass 154 gram per mole, 154 gram per mole, you find out this molecular mass. Means, for example, if you take the C6H6, we know that how to find out the molecular mass of carbon, the benzene. The carbon 12 into 6 plus 1 into 6, 1 into 6. So here, if you take the molecular mass of this benzene, so you come across how much it is having, 78 gram per mole. 78 gram per mole. So if you take the carbon, we will write in the form of a 12.1 like something. So totally you get the 78. Totally you get how much? 78. So like this we have to find out the molecular mass. So here also, if you take the chlorine having the mass number, the chlorine having the mass number 35. I have to write it in the form of what? 35.4 like that. So then you can easily get the this gram per mole. Got it? Means the molecular mass. So now we know that its molecular mass. Then how to find out its mole fraction? So we know that the 78 it is one of the molecular mass of the benzene. Then 154 is the molecular mass of carbon tetrachloride. So if you take the 30%, 30% means if you take in a solution, in a solution it contains the mole fraction. You have to find out the mole fraction in a solution containing 30% by mass of carbon tetrachloride. So in the solution, if you take the 100%, in 100, 30% consists of what? Carbon tetrachloride. In left of 70 is what? The left of 70 you have to, that is what? The benzene. Got it? So then, the totally comprises of 100%. Totally comprises of what? 100%. So now you have to find out its mole. Means first you have to find out the number of moles. Number of moles. We know that how to find out the number of moles. Number of moles is nothing but what? Weight by its what? Weight by its molecular mass. So how to write this one? So the number of moles of. So the number of moles of what? The number of moles of, first we take the number of moles. Here just now we come to know that if you take in 100%, 30% of what here? 30% of what? Carbon tetrachloride. So in left of 70 consists of what? That is benzene. Got it? That is benzene. So it is about its weight. right? So now, so first we have to find out the number of moles of CCl4. The number of moles of CCl4. So here the CCl4 having its weight is how much? 30 by. So what about its molecular mass? What about its molecular mass is 154. So 154 total you get 0.195. 0.195. So same you do the number of moles of what? The number of moles of C6H6. C6H6 equals in 100, 30 consists of CCl4 that dissolve in 70% of C6H6. So what about its weight is 70 by, what about its molecular mass? 78. Then totally how much you get? 0.897. 0.897. So we come to know that the number of moles of CCl4, the number of moles of C6H6. Now we have to find out, means they are mainly asked to calculate the mole fraction of benzene. We have to find out the mole fraction of benzene. Then how to write its equation? The mole fraction of, write like this. A mole fraction always represent in psi, always represent in psi. The mole fraction of what? C6H6 equals. The mole fraction of C6H6 equals. So here what about its mole fraction? Here 0.897 by a number of moles of the component, that is the C6H6. Otherwise you write first like this, C6H6 by N of C6H6 plus number of moles of CCl4. Number of moles of what? CCl4. So we have to find out the mole fraction. So the mole fraction of benzene is equal to a number of components by total number of moles of the components. So if you take, so the mole fraction of C6H6 equals how much? What about its number of moles of C6H6 is 0.897. 0.897 by, so I have to write, you have to write a total number of moles of what? Total number of moles of all the components. Of all the components means what? Benzene and carbon tetrachloride, both benzene and carbon tetrachloride, 0.857 0.195. 0.195. Got it? So then what about its value is 0.821. 0.821. So once again I am explaining this concept. So calculate the mole fraction of benzene in a solution containing 30% by mass of carbon tetrachloride. Got it? So in this we know that there are benzene having the composition C6H5, the molecular means molar mass, the molecular mass of this is 78. If you take the carbon tetrachloride is 154 gram per mole. So if you take this 30% of benzene, if you take the 100% of the solution, only 30% consists of carbon tetrachloride. In left of 70 consists of what? C6H6. So totally comprises of a binary solution. So now come to this. So number of moles you have to find out. Before applying this, you have to find out the number of moles. So the number of moles of carbon tetrachloride. The number of moles of carbon tetrachloride, we know that how to find out the number of moles. Weight by its molecular mass. Weight by its molecular mass. So what about its weight? The weight we already know that 30%. Put this 30. Then by its molecular mass is 154. Molecular mass is 154. We get 0.195. So then if you take the number of moles of benzene, we know that its weight means 70 by what about its molecular mass? 78. Then you get this 0.897. So now we have to find out, come back to the question, calculate its mole fraction. They are asking of what? The mole fraction of benzene. The mole fraction of benzene. So now number of moles of, so now the mole fraction of benzene is equal to the mole fraction of benzene by over total number of the components. Total number of the components. So apply this. So substitute the value to this equation. Please substitute. So here we are finding out the mole fraction of benzene is equal to, we know the mole fraction of benzene is Here we have already find out, put this 0.897 by total number of this component, that both CCl4 and C6H5. So totally we get 0.821. Totally we get what? 0.821. So this is how we have to find out the, if they ask a question like this, please, it is very easy to find out. But before that we have to find out the molecular mass. Without the molecular mass, you can't do this problem. Got it? So this is one of the way to express the concentration of the solution, that is mole fraction. So the mole fraction is the number of moles of the components by a total number of moles of all the components. Total number of the moles of all the components. If they are asked, the sum of the mole fraction is always, if in the solution, if you take the sum of its, the mole fraction, the sum of all the mole fraction is always equal to 1. Always equal to 1. Got it? So this is about its mole fraction. Got it? So the next, we move on for the next way to express the concentration of the solution. Move on for the next way to express the concentration of the solution is a mass percentage. Is what? Mass percentage. A mass percentage is also one of the way to express the concentration of the solution. So always it's W by W. Mass percentage representing W by W means having mass. So now how to represent, then how to define this mass percentage. So if you take the mass percentage of the component, if you take the mass percentage of the component is always equals to, the mass percentage of the component is always equal to the mass of the component by a total mass of the component in the solution. A mass of the component in the solution by total mass of the solution. Here a mass of the component in the solution, a mass of the component in the solution by a total mass of the solution. Total mass of the solution. Total mass of the solution, its percentage is 100 into 100. Got it? So if you take how to find, means it is the one of the way to express the concentration of the solution, that is mass percentage. So if you take the mass percentage of the component is always equal to a mass of the component. If you take the mass of the that component means the solute, the mass of the solute by a total mass of the what means a solution. Got it? Mass of a solute by mass of the solution. It is also same. Got it? So in brief means the mass of the component in a solution by a total mass of the solution. So we can also write the mass of a solute by a mass of the solution. Mass of the solute by mass of the solution into 100. So this mass of the component means that is what? Nothing but the component is solute. Got it? Solute. So for example, if you take a 10% of glucose in water, a 10% of glucose solution, like that. For example, I am telling 10% of glucose solution. 10% of glucose solution means here, if you take this 10% of glucose that dissolves in a 90% of what? Water. Then it comprises of what? The solution. Means 100 grams. Totally 100 gram of solution. You get the totally 100 grams. Got it? So if you take 10% of glucose solution means what? Here a 10% of glucose, it dissolves in where? Out of 100, 10% consists of glucose and out of in 90 consists of what? Water. Totally comprises of solution 100 grams. Why? Because it is a mass, so represented grams. So this mass percentage are mainly used in the in the chemical applications, in the industries. We mainly use in the industrial chemical applications. We mainly use this mass percentage. In industrial, mainly we use in where? Industrial chemical applications. So we use this mass percentage. If they are asked if in 100% means it is in 100%. If it is 10% of glucose means what? In and out of 100, only 10% of glucose, left of 90% consists of what? Water. Totally that we call as what? The solution. Got it? So based on that, let me solve the one problem based on the mass percentage. Mass percentage. So based on the mass percentage, we know that how to find out the mass percentage. The mass of the component in the solution by total mass of the solution. So if you take the same, so here the question, 2 gram urea, it is a solute. 2 gram urea is dissolved in 38 gram water. Dissolved in 38 gram water. Calculate the percentage of urea. You have to find out the percentage of urea by mass in solution. You have to find out the percentage. So we know that this, how to find out the mass percentage of the component. First to take the mass of the component in the solution. The mass of the component is what? 2. You have to find out the mass percentage. W by W, the mass percentage. So you have to find out the mass percentage. So 2 gram is nothing but the mass of the component in the solution, that is 2. Then by divide total mass of the solution. Total mass, including the total mass of the solution means what? The mass of the solute by the mass of the solution. Mass of the solute by mass of the solution. We know that the mass of the solute is 2. 2. So then you have to write a mass of the solution. Mass of the solution you have to write both. 2 plus 38. 2 plus 38. 2 plus 38. Then what about its 2 plus 40? Means 2 by 2 plus 38 is nothing but 40. So here in percentage, don't forget to write this 100 into 100. Put this 100. So it will get cancelled. 1s are 2 2s are 2 1s are 2 5s. So then it is 5. Then it is value is 5. Then what about the percentage of urea by mass in a solution? How much its percentage? Its percentage is 5. Its percentage is what? 5. So first it is very easy. You have to write the mass of the component. The mass of the component is 2. Then write the total mass of the solution. A total mass of the solution, we can also write this equation in the form of what? In the form of what? A mass of a solute by a mass of a solution. Mass of a solute by mass of a solution into 100. So the mass of a solute is 2. Solution is 2 plus 38. So into 100. Then finally you will get 5. So this is also one of the way to express the concentration of the solution. That is what? That is mass percentage. That is what? Mass percentage. So in the same case, we also another way of to express the concentration of the solution is volume percentage. That is what? Volume percentage. So that is what? A volume percentage. So the volume percentage, this is also same. We have to replace the place of mass, replace the volume percentage. Same, the volume percentage of the component is same. Volume means in the form of ml. Same. Look here now. So if you take the volume percentage is V by V. The volume percentage V by V. So then the volume percentage of the component, how to express or how to define this volume percentage. So same as the same mass, in the place of mass we replace the volume, that's all. the volume of the component in the solution by total volume of the solution into 100. Into 100. Means what? In the place of like this, a volume of solute, you can also write like this, no problem. The volume of solute by volume of the solution into 100. Into means volume percentage. Volume percentage. The volume percentage is equal to the volume of a solute by the volume of the solution into 100, or we can also write the volume of the component in the solution over a total volume of the solution. Total volume of the solution, we know that how to find out the percentage into 100. Into 100. So if for example if you take an example, a 10% of ethanol solution, a 10% of ethanol, a 10% of, for example I am taking 10% of ethanol solution. So if you take a 10% of ethanol solution, so here what happen, only 10 out of 100, in totally 100 percentage, so 10% of ethanol is dissolved in left of 90% of what? Water. So it totally consists of the solution we call as what? Ethanol solution. Means 10% of ethanol solution means in 100, only 10% of ethanol is dissolved in 90% of water. So that we call as what? Here a 10% of ethanol solution. In 10% of ethanol solution, out of 100 consists of 10, only 10% of ethanol and 90% of what? Water. That solution we call as what? That solution we call ethanol solution. So this the volume percentage, this volume percentage are mainly used in the ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol, it is one of the anti-freezer. We call it as one of the anti-freezer. It is mainly to cool down. Mainly we use this anti-freezers in the car to cooling the engines. To cooling the engines, we use this ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol is one of the solution. It consists of 35% of ethylene glycol. How much percentage? A 35% of ethylene glycol we call it as an anti-freezer. This anti-freezer are mainly used in a car to cooling the engines. To cooling the engines. So this is the use of what? The volume percentage. Got it? Where we use that is volume percentage. If you come back to the mass percentage, the mass percentage are mainly used in the industrial chemical applications. We use this industrial chemical application, that mass percentage. If you take the volume percentage, this really used in the just now I told that ethylene glycol. 35% of ethylene glycol, it is a one of, we call it as an anti-freezer. So mainly use this anti-freezer as to used in a car to cooling the engines. So this is about the volume percentage. This is about the what? The one of the way to express the concentration of the solution, that is volume percentage. So next we move on for the next way to express the concentration of the solution, that is mass per volume percentage. Mass per volume, what? It is also one of the way to express the concentration of the solution, mass by volume percentage. Mass and volume percentage means mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage is just one of the way to express the concentration of the solution. So here, so how to write this mass per volume percentage of the component? We know that mass by volume, so W by V. W means mass, V means the volume of that percentage. So you have to find out the W by V. How to write this one? So here the mass of solute, a mass of solute by a volume of the solution. A volume of the solution. A volume of the solution. So we know that it is a percentage into 100. Into 100. Into 100. So this is the way to express the concentration of the solution, that is mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage. So here how to find out, how to define this mass per volume percentage? A mass of a solute over by a volume of the solution. A volume of the solution into 100. Into 100. For example, I am taking, suppose a 10 gram sugar, is present in 500 ml is present in 500 ml of the solution. 500 ml of the solution. 500 ml of the solution. So now we have to find out the what? You have to find out the mass by volume percentage. This is a question, you have to find out the mass per volume percentage. Mass per volume percentage. Here please see, suppose if you take the 100 gram sugar, it is in the gram. Gram means what? The mass. 100 gram sugar is present in 500 ml of the solution. ml. ml means what? Its volume. Here they are giving the volume and its mass. The volume and the mass. We know that it is there is a one way to express the concentration of the solution. Having this same here, the mass and the volume, that is what? Mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage. Then substitute this value to this equation. So here what? A 10 gram is a mass of the solute is how much? 10. Then what about the volume of the solution? Volume of the solution is how much? 500 ml. 500. So it is, we have to find out the percentage into 100. Into 100, cancel it. 5 ones are 5 twos. So what about its 2? What about the percentage? 2 percentage. What about it percentage? 2 percentage. So this is about how we can find out the mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage. It is one of the way to express the concentration of the solution. So that is what? Here first the mass of a solute by the volume of the solution. So if they ask, for example, I am taking the, suppose the 100 gram of a sugar is present in 500 ml of the solution. We know that the mass of the solute is 10. Here grams. So if we take the volume is 500, 10 by 500, we know that the percentage into 100. So how much you get? 2. What about it percentage? 2 percentage. Got it? So this is about the mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage. So we move on for the next way, and the last way to express the concentration of the solution is a parts per million. A parts per million, it is also a last, in this means this is the last way of the concentration to express, that is in this syllabus, in this chapter, the solution. So only these 8 ways are included to express the concentration of the solution. We move on for the last one, that is parts per million. The last one, the parts per million. So we also call it ppm, parts per million. So the parts per million, it is around the last way to express the concentration of the solution. So in this way, here what happened? Here in the solution, it consists of traces of, a little traces of solute in it. A traces of solute that present in the solution. A traces of solute that present in the solution. On that cases, we use the one of the way, that is what? Parts per million. Means what? A solute, in the previous ways we discussed grams, liters, like that. But in parts per million, what happened? Here a little bit, a traces of what? A traces of solute that present in the solution. On that cases, we express the concentration, that is what? The parts per million. Parts per million. So here the parts per million, how to define this parts per million? The ppm, short form we call it as parts per million is ppm. The parts per million is nothing but a total, what? The number of parts of the component, a number of parts of the component of the per million. So this parts per million, how to define this parts per million? A number of parts of the component by a total number of parts of the all the components. A total number of parts of the all the components. Total number of parts of all the components. We call it as in what? Parts per million. So the parts per million mainly used to find out where the solution consists of traces of solute, a little bit of traces of solute in it. We also, in the case of percentage, so in the case of percentage, we can also express in the form of, we can also express the parts per million in the form of mass to mass, volume to volume and mass per volume. We can also express this parts per million as mass to mass also, volume to volume and mass by volume. So for example, if you take the pollutants, so in the air a little bit of what pollutants are added. So like that, the parts per million means traces of solute are present in the solution, and also for example like a dissolved oxygen in the sea water, like a dissolved oxygen in the sea water, traces of solute are present in the solution. So on that cases we express this the way of concentration in the form of parts per million. In the form of what? Parts per million. So now let us discuss this parts per million with one problem. Again, a number of parts of component by a total number of parts of all the component into 10 to the power of 6. Into 10 to the power of 6 million. A number of parts of the component by a total number of parts of the component into 10 to the power of 6 means million. So 100 gram of a hot water sample contain 4 gram of Ca2 plus ions. Express the concentration in ppm. We have to express the concentration in parts per million. This is a question. Now the parts per million of Ca2 plus ion is equal to the mass of Ca2 plus. The mass of Ca2 plus, that is 4 gram, by mass of sample of water. Mass of sample of water. So they are given in grams. Given in grams. So now how to write this? So here milligrams mg, they are given in the milligrams. Now we have to convert this into 800, 10 to the power of 6. 10 to the power of 6. See, look here, 800 gram of hot water. So it's nothing but the mass of the sample water. Sample contains 4 milligrams of Ca2 plus ion. 4 milligrams of what? Ca2 plus ion. Express the concentration in parts per million. We know that the parts per million of Ca2 plus ion is equal to a mass of Ca2 plus by a mass of sample of water into 10 to the power of 6. So is equal to what? We know that they are given in the milligram, converted into grams. 4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 by 800 10 to the power of 6. So finally you get the 5. So 5. How much you get? 5. So this is about, so these are all the ways to find out the concentration of the solution. That is what? The molarity, molality, normality, mole fraction, mass percentage, volume percentage, mass by volume percentage, then lastly parts per million. There are 9 ways to express the concentration of the solution.